Hello, welcome to Train Sim World 6, and the route I'm on today, West Coast Mainline, Preston to Carlisle. I'm going to do one of the built-in or ready-made scenarios. This one using BR Class 08 and is called Curragh Collection. Use the Kingmoor shunter to take some broken wagons to the works and bring back some freshly repaired ones. And I really do wish my controller would stop beeping. I can't put it in Bluetooth mode for some reason, it just won't work. So I've got to have it plugged in. And that is just beeping and beeping and beeping. Unfortunately, I don't know where the receiver for the wireless bit of it is. You stop it, controller. I want to try and leave my hand stationary most of the time. Driving a Class 08. Will you shut up? Driving a Class 08 is easier. So I wonder if any of my photos will ever appear on that. Cool if it did. I'm going to try something. That going to work better? That's working. No, it's not. Try the leading. No, still going to keep beeping. Really annoying. Look, someone's standing there. Today you're operating one of Kingmoor TMD's Class 08s. Speak to the foreman for today's instructions. Okay. That's the foreman in his long coat and straw boater. Good afternoon. I need you to deliver a few wagons to Curragh Works for repair before bringing back a fresh rake. Or bringing a fresh rake back. Okay, I'll start right away. I don't know whether there's any of the collectibles around here. I'm not too worried at the moment. Let's open the cab door, climb up, make sure everything's switched on before I do anything. I have to sit in the driver's seat first. Ensure you check the points are set correctly each time you set off. A lot of junctions in these are manually operated. First off, I need to turn. What's the emergency brake? On. Reverse it to forward. Shouldn't I have the lights on? Before I do anything, are the lights actually... Oh, the lights are already on. Okay. And they'll be on the same on the back, yes. Okay. It's raining, but... going out on the main line. Let's check the points. Set. That's set. That's set. That one's now set. That's set. And that's not actually set. I can't. I've got to go up to it to do it. Right, try and rake to release. There's no AWS in this because we don't go fast enough. Head out view. And start going forward. Slowly at the moment. There's a class 110. And on the other side there's a class 47. Which camera to. What class 47 is it? University of Nottingham. Okay. Can't see if there's any collectibles in the yard. Gotta go into the head shunt. Go back to this view. Ooh. Lamps. There's a lot of detail in these cabs. Just warns anyone that I'm coming. Get up to close to 5 miles an hour and then cut power. Ooh, that was a nasty bump. Have to be ready to apply the brakes when I get to the head shunt. Ouch. It's noisy when it goes over the frog of the points. Got plenty of fuel, because that's the fuel gauge. Driving in this view is a little bit easier than being inside the cab. Got power. No, it's vegetation. Thought it was another loco for a second. I'll have to see where the wagons are before I go and sort them out. I've got to go past that ground signal just there. And now I can apply the brakes. Right. Wagons are located in the north yard behind you. Located on 2 different sidings. Change direction here. That's easy enough. Right. That point's changed. That one's correct. That's automatic point. So it should. Where are they? There's the first lot. Let the brakes off. We've got a clear aspect on the ground signal. That's what the 2 white lights are. Head back the other way. Well, tanks of some sort. Don't know what they are. That's a mess room, I believe. That's class 87 on a express train into Carlisle. bit of speed up. Can actually go up to 5.9 before it complains. I've got automatic points set up, so I don't have to worry about changing them really. I just wanted to make sure they were set. That looks like a water tank. That is a water tower. Okay. It's 5 miles an hour through here because this is Carlisile Kingmoor. And it's an active works or shed area. That's what that building is. It's a loco shed. That bloke's still standing there, getting wet. I've worked out why on Monday's video my graphic in the bottom left of CPU frames per second graphics unit disappeared. I've got that bound to the home key, and I pressed home thinking that was screenshot. Screenshots delete, so I can go into this view and do a screenshot with just one button press, instead of having to press function F12, which was the original button. Stick in this view for a bit. Cut power slightly. I love the way that nowadays you actually do see the exhaust more realistically. A slight blue haze is the exhaust, and it comes out of these ports on the front of the bonnet. There's the back of the shed and fueling point. My fuel level is full. It's quite a steep gradient, this. Whistles in front of cab where I'm sitting. I could go on the other side, which would probably help, but back into cab. Can I open? I can sit here and still control. Okay, it shouldn't have done that. Is there a button for the wipers? Yes. There isn't an AWS alarm in this. Engine compartment light, cab light, instrument lights, marker lights stay on because we're going onto the main line. can do that. Look out this side, I can see any trains going past. Didn't realise it stopped you when you were doing, when you got up. One thing you can do with the Class 08s and all the Heritage diesels, have the driver's door open. You can't do that on modern units. You can go as close to 15 as possible now, so I'm just speeding up a bit. Just try and do this a bit quicker. Cross over. See what type of wagon we've got. I don't know how far we'll have to back up. We've probably got to go on the left-hand line there to get the other wagons. Soon find out once we've coupled up to these ones. Actually, before I get there, options, settings, player assist, automatic coupling off, automatic set manual junctions on. Leave that like that and return. There we go. Means I have to get out to couple up. That's all. It's just more realistic. And I'll leave automatic junctions on. That way I don't have to get out and walk to the other end of the train when I've coupled up and drawn forward. Power. Don't want a hard buffering up. I'm trying to drive it prototypically. So going into external cab view, or external view, is not as good. That signal will go green once I've got the train fully assembled. Just over 500 yards. You can hear that this is a 6-coupled loco. Can you actually see the... Yeah, you can see the connecting rod, or coupling rod. There's the first set of wagons. Looks like the second set is on this line. Start slowing down a little bit. Class 47 over the other side. Cloud rain. Wow. That's a lot of rain. No, it's an 87 on H8. No, not. Can't tell what wagons those are. Steel carriers. The wagons. Yeah, steel coil carriers. I don't know what their tops code is. I'm just about to couple up to a couple of intermodal wagons. Go back to realistic view. This is what the driver would see. There'd normally be a shunter. Guiding you back. Up, down, so I can see how close I get. And gently buffer up. Like so. Jump down. Manual coupling. First one complete. Go on this side. Right. Forward. Brake release. Head out view. Go to where it says to stop in 460 yards. I like shunting activities. So, still raining. So I need the wipers on anyway. What is the name of that? Class 86? 87. I can't see. I'll see when we're closer. I think that's the rake that we've got to couple up to. We have to stop before the red signal. John O'Gaunt, 87013, and there is actually someone in the cab. Flange squeal as we go round the corner. How far away is that? Okay, we're crossing over onto that line. Interesting. Going slightly uphill. That signal that's now visible is for the extreme right hand line, not my line. Just before the 50-mile-an-hour point is where I've got to stop by. I like sounding the whistles on these. There's an intercity heading south. I like the way that my laptop is not struggling anymore. They have definitely optimised Train Sim World 6 compared to Train Sim World 5. My laptop did not like routes with this much detail on Train Sim World 5, but it works quite well for 6. I haven't tried West Coast Mainline South around London yet. I will do, because part of my Voyager scenario is going to be leaving London and heading up to initially Milton Keynes, and then it will be Milton Keynes to Crewe, when that's eventually available. Another intercity. Yeah, Milton Keynes to Crewe. And Crewe to Preston, which will be set this period, so well, the route should be, I think, Crewe Preston. It's the same publisher as this one. That will be done when that route's available. I want to do it as a 4-part scenario where you start in London, end in Carlisle. First 2 parts are normal, 2025, 2026, whenever the routes come out. And then between when you get to Crewe, you hit a time warp or a time corridor, as I've now put it, and you suddenly go back in time to the 1980s. Having to try and keep an eye out on where these wagons are. I hope it changed the point for me. Yes, it did. Yep. How long have I got? Don't want to derail anything, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on all that lot. Trying to drive from the cab with no one acting as shunter is really difficult. I've got to look. I can zoom in a bit, I think. Yeah. I've got to keep an eye on the end of my 3 wagons. Not speed. I'm going to go over the points. Once I am Still creeping. Trying to do it without... a hard bump. Another, isn't it? That's intermodal. Which are these wagons, but loaded. Oh, we stopped. Fastest I want to get up to is 1 mile an hour. Most people would be in an external camera here. I'm trying to do it realistically. Which means being in the cab, getting out, going and coupling up. Nearly there. Just have a look. Oh, I've got quite a distance. Okay, I'm going to go in external cab because I can't actually see. I'll still jump out. How far is that? Okay. I will go back in. It's about the length of one of those steel carriers. So I'm nearly there. At least there isn't a timetable because you've got no passengers to drop off. So, yeah. Nearly done. Should do a nice gentle buffering. Are we there yet? Still moving. There we go. Brakes on. Up out. I could use the free roam camera, or the free camera, and couple up that way. But, ooh, that's gone... Why'd that... How far have I got? A few yards. You'd have thought the brakes would have been on the other train. I mean, what you can do with these... is put them on. Same on here. I can wind them on. Right, back in the cab. Back looking out. Release brakes. Just creep backwards. Zoom in. There we go. Run back down. This time it should have buffered up. So going a lot slower. Yes. Manual coupling. That's going off with a brake on. Wait for the freight train to depart with its brake on. Can't remember which wagon I put the brake on, so that doesn't really help. Right. That should have put a tail lamp on now. Trying to do it realistically, you put a trail lamp on. Currently showing red. Okay, I can go all the way back up. Where's the tops? BBA. And FGA. Okay. Just look if I've got... Yep. No lamp on the front. Back to forward. I could have just done this to look, really, rather than walk all the way down. But there we go, tail lamp. Get the brakes released. I can start moving towards the signal. Like so. I'm driving with the door open deliberately, and now I'm definitely going to get a thumbnail image. Should show up. Yep. So I've got a yellow and then a red. Do with being on the other side of the cab, to be honest, so power off and that side. Which means I can see the signals better. That signal. That one's yellow. Now it'll go red. And that one is red up there. The one right in the centre of the screen. I like the way you can zoom in on things. Gives chance to see what things are doing up ahead. What I need to do is stop this side of the red signal and wait for it to clear. I don't know how far we've got to go to get to Carlisle. I don't think it's a long distance, it's just shunting takes a bit more time. I'll stop where it's set, has the go via arrow, and wait for the signal. I'm just creeping along, hoping the signal changes before I get there. At the moment, it's red. Denied. No route available. Okay, I'll stop. I'm betting as soon as I go past that it will go to yellow. Because the 87 should definitely have cleared section by now. I hadn't even looked at my action points. I've got 2,903 now, because I'm driving under the speed limit all the time. It's not as if you can get this anywhere near the speed limit. Yeah, the signal hasn't changed. 3 miles to Carlisle. There we go, it's changed. And we've got a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. I like the weathering on this. It is prototypical. The Class 08s, Class 09s, That's 10s, 11s, 12s. All got pretty filthy. Still do the ones that are still in use. So having the dirt on top of the little cupboards and then round the bolts and things like that is really accurate to how they look. And these shunters would never get up to high speed. They were not designed for high speed running, ever. And this being an 08, it should be limited to about 15, 20 at most. Oh look, that's 47 on an intercity. No, it's a local because it's only got 2 coaches and 2 rake coaches. Okay, we should be going able to go up to 25 any second. With the little blue dot is the maximum speed these the 08s could do, and that would be pushing it. It's going to take a bit of time to get to Curragh because of it being quite slow. Loco. We're not going to be able to get up to 25. It won't let me go up to it. That red dot is speed limit for the loco. Wagons. Going downhill, so speed will be increasing, so slow down a little bit. Dunk. That was the coupling. Wonder if I'll have to shunt the wagons into 2 lots again. Next signal is yellow and then red. So I have to be prepared to stop. BRs and arrows of indecision on the side. What it's nicknamed, the double arrows. They're designed to show direction of travel if you lay them flat. As British Railways, it's left-hand running. That's what it's meant to symbolise. Most people just refer to them as the arrows of indecision because when they had the modernisation era diesels, they rushed getting rid of steam engines. Those early diesels kept breaking down. They had to use steam engines to rescue them. BR were always undecided, in a way. Over a river, nice bridge. Still going downhill, which is why I'm not accelerating. Look, not using the throttle to accelerate. Next signal's red, so I need to start applying the brakes. Done over a mile. Signal's gone clear. So I can just coast. Pity there's no AWS or anything like that in here. Turn the lights off. Don't need cab lights on. Do need the windscreen wipers. It's nice that I'm able to have the doors open while I'm on the main line. As I said, modern units, you open the cab doors and the train won't move. Whereas something like this, or the Class 47 or 87, or any heritage, diesel or electric, you can have the doors open and it'll work. Green signal reflecting off the bodywork. We've got a crossover. Halfway to Curragh. I think we've only come from just the other side of that bridge. And a little bit further. That bridge is the very edge of the yard, Carlisile Kingmoor. A little bit more power because we're starting to slow down too much. I can understand why they said it'd be over an hour and 40 minutes. It is a slow run. Plus you have to do shunting. Another river. Might even be the same river. I don't know. Here's the end of the goods loop. With a short head shunt. Very short, it's a catch point. Get a bit of speed up. That car park looks white instead of grey. Go. Nearly at 15 miles an hour. intention at Curragh is just drop the wagons off and then collect the others. Soon find out. Going uphill, so I need a bit of grunt from the engine. Another car park. Quite a steep gradient. So we're going into platform road by the look of it. Signals green and then yellow. Over the road. Are we heading south or north? South. Okay. This will be Curragh Station. There's another Class 87 there. Road, I'll look at it. Oh, it's got a passenger train behind it. I wanted to see which one it was. Off it goes. We've got green, then a yellow, then a yellow. Oh, it's Carlisle. Okay, interesting. That's a route map board. Luggage to load onto a boot. Trolley. 0.9 miles. Do we stay on this side? Looks like it. No? Yep. Yep, stay on this side. Oh look, another Class 87. Now we go on to the other line. Hello, Class 87. see which one it was. It's a mixed rake. There's the line to the setting in Carlisle. Maximum power again. Over that line. Going this route, I can't see what I'm doing. I wanted to try and do it realistically, but I can't actually see what I'm doing. These green wipers are not removed at the same time. Cool. Not something you normally expect. Now we're going downhill, but we'll start speeding up too quickly. Half a mile to Carlisle. Why does it do that? There's nothing on the wagon. Go back in the cab. I can see now because we're turning to the left. Going back, I can be in this view because there's nothing blocking the way. There's Carlisle. Carlisle Yard. Interesting. So loco sheds. Right. Kill the power. I know it's meant to be a wagon repair, but it looks like an old loco shed that's been modified to be wagon repair. Am I going to have to shunt train around or something? Or is it just coupling up to that lot? Seems like that one. Yeah, it'll be into there. Set these back to sheds, and then couple up to those by the look of it. Should all steel carriers and 3 intermodals again. Four intermodals. Okay. Slightly heavier. No, 3 intermodals. So same weight. point should automatically change, just double check. Put everything into that siding. Right, okay. Release the brakes. Do the lamp. And propel. In. Before uncoupling and then moving on to this. This is actually quite a fun little scenario. It's just a pity there's no safety systems to add extra action points. You can hear every single rail joint with a clunk, clunk, clunk. Speed because we're slowing down. Should get the colour bit on the ground for when I need to stop. Should be useful. Good job that once I coupled up to these wagons that I'm now finishing going past, I can just pull straight out by the look of it. This is awkward. It's double reverse curves. Oh no, I'm going to have to pull forward, set back onto this line and then go out. There isn't actually crossover in the direction I'll be going. Okay. At least I'll be able to sort out the tail lamp. So I'm trying to drive prototypically. Yeah, it's got the colour on the ground, which is what I need. Tells me where I need to stop, otherwise I'll hit the buffers. Coast. in. Attach the wagons before attaching to another rake to deliver back to Carlisile Kingmoor yard. Get down the steps realistically by just dropping down. One couple. There's another lamp there. Head out. Forward. Once that goes clear, I can creep forward. Bye bye wagons that I've just brought here. Let's creep to the new wagons. £10 speed limit in this yard. Okay. Kill throttle. And be prepared to apply the brakes. I don't want to hit hard and then fail the scenario. Not after doing half the journey already. Nearly. I'm doing it. I believe that's coupled up. Oh, almost. I've got 2 feet. Ready, just creep forward. Come on. There we go. Buffered up. How about that for gently? And now tail lamp back on. Switch to this side. Into reverse. Release the brakes. Go into deciding to shunt. I'm keeping an eye on both speed limit and where I've got to stop by, which is 500 yards. Also keeping an eye on what my laptop's doing. It's actually running pretty smoothly. Yes, the second core is running at 180%. But frames a second 19. CPU core 1, 75%, CPU core 180. Core 2, 190 odd percent. GPU 61%. So if that goes up to 100%, then it will start struggling. Doesn't seem to be at the moment, so useful having that on. Okay, why is it? Where's that? I hit the wrong one. It's gone the wrong way. It didn't change the points. Everything's just locked up. Next keys on. That's why. I'm supposed to be over there, and it didn't change the points. Thought it was a bit weird. Siding 12 was over there. 15 even. Should have changed the point. Get back over that point, then go into map and manually change the points. I've got automatic junction switching on, it should have changed the points for me. Right. Come to a stop. That's better. Release the brakes. Try again, with the points set the right way this time. It's annoying when it does that. speed up a little bit. Good job I noticed, because I'd have crashed into the other wagons if I hadn't. It's supposed to have changed the points for me though, so I don't know why it didn't do that. Oh well, I'm going the right way now. It's still raining. Just to turn the wipers off though, because it gets annoying. As I'm in heads out here, it doesn't really bother me. Squee wheels. Okay. Bit overgrown between the running line and sidings. There's that 4-track line. Okay. Up where it says, even though I could probably now propel out onto the main line. If I don't stop where it says, it doesn't class it as completed, and I end up losing action points, which I don't want to do. I want to get as many as possible. Go. Maybe not. It's a little bit too far away. Check that the points are changed. That's changed. Can't see from that side. Now go back out onto the main line. Stop, get the next objective, which will be Carlisile Kingmoor. Those are quite big wagons, steel carriers. To look now at the far end of my train so I can make sure it's going the right way. As I said, yeah, they're automatic points, I don't have to worry about them. They're actually controlled from the signal box rather than locally controlled. There's what I brought in. Someone else will shunt them into the works. Glad I didn't have to shunt my train together got the piping for signalling wires, but no wires going into them. Okay, bit different. There we go, there's me stop point. Apply the brakes. Switch side of the cab again, so that I can see everything I need to see, because the signals are on this side. Actually no, I can be on that side, because I've not got anything blocking the way. Spin then. Here we go. All the way back to Carlisile Kingmoor. Don't know if I'll get any red signals between here and the yard. Just know that I'll be going back to Kingmoor yard. Probably uncoupling and running back into the shed area. Oh, we've got a red signal. Okay, 560 yards. It's that tight bend. The signal's immediately after it. She knows. Car parks are a bit weird on this. They're bright, whereas the roads are the correct colour. There's the head shunt. Okay. A little bit more power. Just that I don't stall out on this 0.1% gradient. I'm going to turn it back to my normal, which is 1 in, rather than percentage, because I prefer to know what I'm doing via that. That looks like snow. Rather than a car park. Okay, I need to go into that that view so I can see the signal, because it's just a little bit out of view in the cab. Got power. Completely cut the power because the signal's red, and come to a stop. Let the brakes off. While I'm on this curve, it's so much easier just to be in this view. Here it's not totally accurate. But it does give me a chance to look round the bend. This stuff blocking the way. Kingmoor Yard, down recess siding 1. 3 miles. Over the line that I was just on. I believe it is anyway, let's have a look. I don't know where that goes. That bit there is the circle on Carlisle. Okay, I can go back into this view now. There's a Cross 47 called local train. It's only got 2 Mark 2s. Ooh, we're speeding. Seriously speeding. Not supposed to be going that fast. There we go. Through platform 1. Again. Ooh, it's a 47 there. Unnamed 47451. And some parcels coaches. Mark 1 BGs, Great Gangway. Some express parcels livery. We've got a yellow and then a red. British Rail transit van. There's the yellow past. Goes red just up ahead. Okay. There's the red. Just visible. Why do you get itchy noses when you're talking? Especially when you're doing a video. It's really annoying. didn't realise that the route went beyond Carlisle station. Clear signal. Trying to slow down a little bit. Because we're going downhill now. AWS ramps for southbound entrance to Carlisle. I know we've got to go back uphill a little bit before we get into Kingmoor Yard. Right, should be next junction. And then just under 2 miles before we have to stop. It's not a bad little activity, this. Yes, it's slow. I mean, fastest you can do is 15 miles an hour officially. Yeah, I got to 20, but that's because I didn't realise that it was going down. Also steeper. Over the hatch point. Now. That's so that any runaways don't end up going for miles. The runaway can be quite dangerous. There we go, going uphill now, so I need a bit more power. I was misreading where that signal was. That's for the northbound main line. We're on the yard line now. And our signal's green in half a mile. That red is for anything going Scotland wide. Don't know if there's any more service trains that come through. It'd be interesting if there was. But I don't know how many AI services can be put in the scenario. Considering the West Coast Mainline is one of the busiest in Europe, should be fairly frequent trains. Okay, 10.5 miles, we're halfway back. 1.3 miles. Trying not to stop over the river bridge that is gorgeous. Does it look like on this side? On that end. Ooh, concrete. Okay. Into that view. There's the edge of Kingmoor Yard. Just over a mile before we stop, uncouple and head back to Shap. So I'm thinking, let me have a look. Yeah. Go back on Shap. Further north can you actually get? There's the yard. More up here. And then that's where the portals are. Okay. Let's get a little bit of speed up so that we can get the last 0.9 miles with the wagons and 1 mile and a bit light engine done a bit quicker. Double yellows, double yellow, single yellow. Shows which line I'm going into. There's the edge of the line for the yard, or the depot. There's another passenger service, local. Don't know why it needs 2 right gangway vehicles and then 2 tourist second opens. Bit short. I'd have been using a class 110 to represent trains there, or the local services. Right, cutting power a little. The down recess sidings. Big yard lights, really big. Less than half a mile. Down to 1. we are. We're a bit further along than we were with the other wagons. Different part of the yard, I mean. Because the other line wasn't that far away. Nearly time to put the brakes on. Won't let you stop short to uncouple. You have to uncouple where it wants you to. There we go. Uncouple. Attach logo from wagons and return it to DMD for the next job. Put the tail lamp back in place. Back in the cab. Releasing brakes. And off we go for 0.6 miles to down departure ground plane. We were over there with the others. So we've got just over half a mile. Before we can head to the down line. Go, just a little bit of power, just enough to maintain speed. It's actually increasing speed slightly because we're going downhill. So, cut power. There's the signal box for the yards. Modern power box, power signalling box. Okay, we're speeding up. Over a road. There's a quite deep looking puddles on that road. Nearly at the ground frame. And nearly time to head back to the traction maintenance depot, TMD. Got 270 yards. Just a little bit of Throttle application. Just so that I don't stall on these curves. Go. Face forwards. Start the throttle ready and release the brakes because we're on a hill and it does want going. Now we go to Kingmoor Depot head shunt. Nearly 10,000 action points so far. Had a tiny bit of speeding, so that's knocked some off. Generally, I've done quite well on this. Where's the sun? Getting the colours from a sunset. Get a little bit of speed. Not too much, just enough that it doesn't take ages to do the 1.7 miles. As we go through the yard again. Other locos on the area. Not that I can see. Let's warn any workers that there's a diesel coming through. Jump over here, I can see out better. I was going fast enough that it didn't stop me. Okay, that's different. Make me go this way round. I could have just gone straight through. Oh well. Nice gentle speed. Is this on this side? No. Those are really tall lighting towers. This is where we collected the wagons in the first place. So a little bit different place to drop them off. Rake of steel carriers. And that's about it left in the yard. We have a green signal to leave yard. Speed's still increasing slightly, but not as much as it was with going downhill. Okay. Dropping now a little bit so I don't end up speeding. When I get to the TMD, it's 5 miles an hour. But I don't mind that. It's not over a mile worth of driving. Next signal is yellow. It's because I'm routed towards the yard. There's the other sidings and the wagons I just brought in. It's still raining. How much further? 0.9 miles. Past a head shunt. Around some squeaky track work. We have a green signal as the next signal, which is the one going into the yard, I believe. Trying to work out what that white building is. Another signal box, maybe? Looks like it could be. Kingmoor signal box. Power signal box. Should be able to coast most of the way now. Switch over onto the depot lines. Like so. And apply the brakes down to 5. There we go. There's the 5 mile an hour. Going slightly downhill until we reach the head shunt in less than half a mile. Just have to be aware of where I've got to stop and not going too fast. After all, I want the most action points I can possibly get. It does feel so slow going at this speed, when all we're doing is obeying depot speed limit. I mean, don't want to be speeding. And even when it goes up to 15 miles an hour, it's 3 times this speed. And you don't... it does feel significantly faster. Fuel hasn't gone down. At least not on the needle, because that's where the fuel gauge is. Once I'm stopped, I'll turn everything off. Can turn the lights off by keyboard. Leave them on because I'm still moving. I'll also close the windows and lock everything up. There's the 47, and another one's arrived now. The University of Nottingham's still there, but what's the other one? The other one's arrived. Interesting. It's an 87 by the look of it, because it's got multiple unit, or multiple working cables on it. That 110 is still there. This feels so slow. Really slow. I wonder what the 87 is. Soon find out. All along at 4.2 miles an hour. Let's just increase the speed a little bit because we're slowing down. Nearly done. Throttle off. There's the head shunt. Considering we're still aiming downhill, or pointing downhill, shouldn't really be slowing down this much. .2 past the ground signal. Brake. the ground signal. Nice gentle speed back into the siding. Close the door a sec. It's a pity you can't actually open the windows in this. There we go. Moving again. Can move that. It's useful. Vent, or cab roof vent. Just while I'm reversing, have the windscreen wipers going. There's a few things that you can actually play with. Didn't realise that. Don't know where the installed. Then we're going slightly uphill, so it would do, wouldn't it? Okay. Nearly back at the end. Sorry I've been a bit quiet there. I was concentrating on messing around, seeing what I could actually do within the cab. When I stop, I will put the handbrake on, as well as turn everything else off. That just prevents run away, and things like that. Oh, it's named Class 87. off. And brake. Put the handbrake on. And then full service. Reverse it to off. Wiper off. Turn everything off. Climb down the steps carefully. Close the door. Oh, it's Wolford Badenoch. It's come back here now instead of being over there. Hello. Have you had a good day? Yeah, you've already done that. Let's see how I've done. Over 10,000 points, which is good. It should give me a decent medal. Bits of speeding. Still got a platinum medal, which is what I wanted. I was spot on with the head shunt. Everything else, pretty good actually. That was actually quite fun. Something a bit different to doing express trains and passenger services. So, hope you enjoyed it. This is last video for 2025. We'll be doing a video for Friday, which will be the first one of 2026. Back to Train Sim still, because I don't know when the next mainline steam is. And, well, until then, have a fantastic new year, and be seeing you.
Warbler Productions. Filming trains and events that happen in town.
Wearing his red trilby, Dale can be seen with cameras 3 all set up.
Steam trains and diesels, electrics and freights.
Dickens and fireworks, tractors at Christmas.
Warbler Productions.